What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making his debut on the channel tonight, we have George Kollias. Yes, indeed. How about that? George Kollias making his debut on the channel. This is a request from Online RTCXD. Online RTCXD wanted to see me react to this song. It is actually George Kollias doing a drum clinic, I suppose, or it's kind of like the whole Danny Carey thing. It's a drum reaction to a song called "Shall Rise, Shall Be Dead." Okay, have I heard or seen this before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there is a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, oh yeah, okay, I recognize this song now, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Now, since this is a drum reaction, kind of like I did with the Danny Carey thing, I'm not really going to be paying a whole lot of attention to the song itself, like the guitar and the bass and vocals and anything else, keyboards, whatever else might be playing. The whole purpose of this is to react to the drumming and the technique and, you know, the application of technique, his performance, his style, you know, his kit. I'll be reacting to all of that, not the song, okay? I'm just letting you all know up front, so please keep that in mind. This was posted by uGroove, okay? And the video has 4.1 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. George Kollias, Shall Rise, Shall Be Dead. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
ugroove.gr. Wow. Okay. He's got those double kicks going like Fear Factory, man. It is crazy. His double kick is definitely impressive. I'm usually not the biggest fan of cymbal work. I'm usually much more of a skins guy. I like snares, tom work. I'm big on tom work. Kick and snare, though, I'm always in favor of that. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I like cymbals, but that's not my go-to. But I gotta say, what he's doing with the cymbals, very impressive. The double crashes. At one point, he was hitting this one here and this one here together, getting a really nice contrast between the two. Very full sounding. And then right before he kicked in, he had this hit where he went on the crash, and on the upbeat immediately following, he went crash splash. I think there might be a splash here or something, but he went pa pa. And I heard that splash cut through, and that was cool. I dug that. It's impressive. It's definitely impressive. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Interlude here from the sound of it. I heard some tom work in there that time. That was nice. I love the tom work. What I think I liked most about the tom work, it wasn't predictable. Like, there were times where, there were some times where it was predictable, and he went, high tom all the way down to floor tom. He did the, it was a couple times, but not very often. Actually, most of the time, he would go down, and then he would come back up again. Or he would just stay on the 1 and then jump to the 3 and then back to the 1 again. And always incorporating the snare within. So he would go, tom to snare to 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 tom. Tom, 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 snare, tom, 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 snare, tom. It just, stuff like that. It's refreshing. It's nice to see that, a drummer can incorporate more into his playing than just snare, kick, and crash and ride. You know what I mean? He's playing everything. Everything sounds good. Nothing's sticking out. And what he's doing is impressive. Don't get me wrong. It is impressive. But it's still very straight ahead. You know what I mean? It's not like, for example, it's not like Danny Carey where he's got one, he's not following one rhythm with one hand. He's not doing polyrhythms. He's not doing one hand doing one thing, one other hand doing another thing with a completely different feel and groove to it. It's everything he's doing with both feet, both hands. It all fits within itself. And they're all conducive to each other. So there's nothing acting independently. So is it as impressive as, like, let's say the Danny Carey thing? I wouldn't go that far. But, like, his double kick is impressive. I will absolutely give him that all day long. And what's really impressed me about the double kick is not so much the speed. Don't get me wrong. The speed's impressive. But what's really getting me impressed with this double kick is how smooth it is and how everything else is lining up with it. The snare's lining up with it. The toms are lining up with it. Cymbal hits lining up with it. Hi-hats lining up with it. Everything is lining up totally with it. There's nothing that's, at least to me, it doesn't sound like there's anything all that far out or anything behind or anything in front. Everything's lined up perfectly. So that's cool. It's definitely impressive. It's way better than what I could do. Don't ever put me behind a drum set. It will not end pretty. There were a couple times during rehearsals where I would jump behind Richie's drum kit, and Richie would just look at me with that look on his face of, oh God, not again. And he would let me play around for about, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. He'd walk away. He'd be like, dude, stick to bass. Stick to what you know you're good at. Play to your strengths. And I was like, anyway, let's keep going here. Huh. Okay. Just like that, huh? Okay. Very well done. Well shot. I don't know. Let me think about this. I'll see you the review. We'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was George Kollias with Shall Rise, Shall Be Dead. This was a request from Online RTCXD. Okay, I have a score here. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that... maybe not. Hold on. No. Yes, that's where we are. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I am going to give that an 8.3. Yep, 8.3. I feel great about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I would like to state for the record that what I saw and what I heard was impressive. Okay, it was absolutely impressive. I can certainly appreciate the talent and the ability that I saw on display. He is clearly a very skilled drummer. with an amazing double kick. I mean, really rock solid, super fast double kick. I've heard people play with double kick before who have gone faster than him, but they are sloppy as hell. No, his double kick is actually like right on, and that's impressive enough on its own. On top of that, he has some great tom work, some great cymbal work, some great full set incorporation into a lot of his fills, never relying on one thing too much or too little, really kind of distributing well his approach to his kit, you know, knowing what cymbals to play where, what toms to hit where, how to fill, what direction you want the fill to go, the type of feel you want in the fill. I mean, the guy definitely knows his stuff, okay? Having said that, I need everybody to keep a simple fact in mind. This was not live, okay? And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Now, I know a lot of people who are watching this really kind of hoping I would give this like, you know, like what I gave Neil Peart and what I gave Danny Carey. They were hoping like I would give like a 9.4, 9.5, 9.6, somewhere in there. I can't do that because here's the simple fact. With those two, with the Danny Carey drum reaction I did and the Neil Peart drum reaction I did, they were both in live situations where there was no such thing as cut, let's try again. You know, that doesn't exist when you're playing live. No, what George did here was he sat himself down in his rehearsal studio, or in a rehearsal studio. I don't know if it's his, or maybe he was renting one. I don't know. I can only assume it was his. It looked like it was in his house or something like that. With multiple cameras set up. Okay, and that's fine. Or maybe it was just one camera. And he did multiple takes. You know, let's put the camera over here. Now shoot. Good. Now let's move the camera over here. Now shoot. And he's going to do the same thing every time. He'll play the exact same thing 5, 6, 8 times, however many times he needs to get all the angles he wants. You know what I mean? And then in post-production, he chops it up. Okay, that's one theory. Another theory, he had multiple cameras, and he did it all in one take. Are you sure about that? Are you sure it was one take? Do you have proof? Do you have proof it was one take? Let me tell you, when you guys, or when bands shoot music videos, I'm going to tell you right now from experience, there is no such thing as we got it on the first take. There is just no such thing. When you're talking about a professionally shot music video like this, there is no such thing as we got it in one. That's the goal. But every time you try to do it in one, you'll do the best job you can. But let's be honest. Seeing the kind of talent that this guy has, maybe, possibly, he got done and said, I bet I could do it better. Take two. You see what I mean? So, now look, I don't have any proof of that either. I'm speculating as well, but I'm speculating from a standpoint of experience. I've been there. I've been in bands that have done music videos, and I'm telling you right now, it is a tedious process. We're talking multiple days, weeks to get the shots and the angles and the lighting just perfectly. Now, did he do this in one take? There is a possibility, but there's also a possibility that he didn't. So, I don't know. I couldn't say for sure one way or the other. All I know is from past experience, what I have encountered is you never get it in one take, ever. So, there is a possibility there was some reshooting. There is a possibility there was some editing. I mean, there was definitely editing. You saw multiple camera angles. Now, look, if it was like one camera overhead shooting the whole time, nonstop, no stop in the shot, now at that point, I would have a real hard time proving my theory because it was all done in one. Now, whether that was first take, second take, third take, fourth take, fifth take, 10th take, who knows? But if it had been one continuous shot the whole time, the argument could be made he did it in one, you know, as opposed to cut and splice and edit. But here's the thing. You're doing multiple camera angles. So the argument could be made that maybe he did do it in one. And he just took all the footage from the cameras, synced them all up, and was able to put them into Vegas and chop them up, and there you go. But more than likely what happened was he did multiple takes to the same. Now, since he's playing to a track, it's real easy. It's real easy to play to the track. You got your in-ears in, or headphones or whatever, and you played to the click, you played to the guitar track being played, but that's the thing, it's consistent. It's always going to be there, so you playing along to that track, you can't lose, you can't get off. So all you gotta do now is sync up your video shot with the timing on your backing track, and you can cut and paste this camera to this camera to this camera. I like this camera angle from take 2, but I like this camera angle from take 7 for this part. You know, when I did that double kick, I liked the shot behind, getting my heels moving side to side, getting that, you know, getting that double kick moving super fast. I like it there, but I liked it on the 4th take better than I liked it on the 2nd take. You know what I mean? Now you can cut and paste because everything is lined up. So what I'm trying to say is this. The Danny Carey reaction was live. It was during a live concert. The Neil Peart reaction was also live during a live concert in front of a crowd. Both Danny Carey's and Neil Peart's both in front of a crowd. This was not done in front of a crowd. This was done in a studio with either one camera or multiple cameras, I'm not sure, playing along to a click. The odds are of him doing this in one take, I mean, he could have. I mean, the guy seems talented enough. He very well could have. But something tells me that he's a perfectionist, and he wouldn't be satisfied with just one take. He strikes me as the kind of guy that would do multiple takes and then take the best parts of each one to put together the best video possible. The best looking, with the best angles, the best lighting, the best parts, the most impressive looking parts. That's the vibe I'm getting. So, I mean, it was still impressive. What he did was very impressive, and it was very impressive to watch him do it. All I'm saying is, if this was in a live setting in front of a crowd where there was absolutely no possibility of taking a second shot, it would have been probably far more impressive to me. So, but this was still impressive nonetheless. It was a great job, and that's why it's getting the 8.3. So, 8.3, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hopefully you'll enjoy the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you did enjoy the show, and you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to join the fan base by clicking on that button down there. Yeah, you know the button I'm talking about. Click on that button, join the fan base, and become one of us. Now, for whatever reason, if you don't feel like clicking on that button, that's okay. I still respect you. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please feel free to give the video a thumbs up. It'll do me a world of good, and it will do you absolutely no harm whatsoever. Finally, if you guys do join the fan base, you will find a bell down there that you can click on. By clicking on that bell, it'll keep you up to date on everything happening with this channel, including when new content gets dropped. So, if you want to stay in the know, click on the bell, and you'll stay in the know. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Until next time, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.